Alexander, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the Alexander Show. So today we have two very, very special, marvelous guests that know a lot about the topic we're going to talk about today. So please welcome international travel blogger and famous Instagram user Santiago Tord, please.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Good?
Fine, thank
Yeah,
you.
take a seat, please.
Thank you.
And today we also have an expert on board. We have Diana Liz. She has a degree from Cornell University in cultural anthropology, and she knows a lot about the topic we're going to talk about today. So please, a big round of applause for our guest. All right, so let's just begin. What we're going to talk about today, you already know if you read the memo I sent you via email, but the audience doesn't know yet. We're going to talk about cultural differences. Now this show is by foreigners such as me. I was born in Colombia, for foreigners, and so what we want to talk about today is like how do the cultural differences affect them, and it's just to help them, you know, to blend better into this country, the marvelous country of the United States of America. So the first question I have for you today is, both of you are foreigners. You're from Mexico, and we here in the United States of America love our southern neighbors. So what has been one of the worst experiences you've had in the United States of America that was caused by a cultural difference?
Well, one of the most difficult parts of the United States for being a foreigner is timing, because when you are like from Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, any other country, well, timing is not that punctual, you know?
Yes.
So when you get to the United States, things get kind of difficult because you always have to be there on time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can totally relate to what you're saying. And there's a simple explanation for all of this. Americans are trained to see time as a valuable resource. So they really appreciate people who are organized and who don't waste other people's time. That's why whenever they have a schedule, we're going to meet here at 9, that means 9. Some Americans even arrive there sooner.
Yeah, and this is one of the most important facts that you need to know when you go to the United States.
Yes, I can relate to that. And these cultural differences in time and space, like, can they make relationships between people or between companies more difficult?
Oh, definitely. When it comes to being a foreigner in a different country, what you have to do is adjust to everybody. We all speak different languages, but that doesn't just mean verbally. We also speak nonverbal languages. When it comes to space in the United States, people are more conscious about their comfort zone. They want to keep a wide amount of space between them. They don't like touching each other or getting too friendly with strangers.
Well, that's really important because when it comes like to waiting online or standing next to each other, in other countries, they would stand closer together. In the United States, they would be far away from each other. So it would be really disrespectful if, while being in the United States, you don't respect it, like this kind of United States rule kind of value, because it gets complicated for someone that doesn't understand why this happens.
I mean, I can totally relate to that. When I first came to the United States, I had various important meetings with representatives for the channel, and so I arrived about half an hour to 3/4 of an hour before the time, because I didn't know really what to expect. And I found that some of the representatives I was meeting with had even come before that. And so I was really impressed by how much they were meaning business. Like, in the country where I come from, when you meet someone, whether it's for business, I mean, even if it's like politics, something very important, we give it like a very very friendly background, and so like we go and meet, but we meet in a friendly, very friendly manner, and we don't really get to business. We don't like that, and Americans really do get straight down to business.
Oh, right. Americans tend to be really direct. When they have something in mind, they'll go ahead and say it. And that's because they really appreciate efficiency and they admire people who can get things done.
And foreigners would really just get a long conversation before getting to the point.
Yes.
Sometimes they don't even get to the point. As you say, I've been there lots of times, and it gets uncomfortable while talking to an American.
Yes, I mean, and us being foreigners, we can understand that very well. All right, so let's get to the actual point now that we've discussed all of the background, and it is what advices can we give to the foreigners that are trying to adapt to the United States of America? What advice can we give them so that they can adapt better, more quickly, more efficiently?
What I recommend is timing. Be
Timing.
punctual no matter where you are, from where you come from. Always be punctual.
Well, I have a different opinion. More than being punctual, what you really have to do is to know the country you're visiting, being acquainted with their
Yes.
traditions, with their schedules. In the US, yes, people like to be there before the meeting. But in other countries, for example, Mexico, people are never really punctual. They arrive whenever they want. And so what you really have to do is know the culture you're running into.
So like now looking at your two different opinions, I can say, I mean, they're not really different. They like merge with each other because you say get acquainted with the culture.
Definitely.
I think similarly, you should go just all in, try to meet new people, try new foods, travel to new places. And if we do that constantly, then we'll get acquainted with all the cultures. We'll get just immersed into them. And what you mean by being punctual is that all countries have different concepts of punctuality, as she said. Yes. And so when you say you have to be punctual, it doesn't really mean the same in all countries. So yeah, I mean, you that have traveled, I think you know a lot about that. We have to just immerse into the cultures and do as the people do.
Yes, that's very important to copy whatever you see within a society in order to avoid blunders. Most people don't speak these rules. Like, most people don't realize that these rules exist, but they do. When it comes to personal space, a person will feel uncomfortable if you come too close or if you stand too far apart.
Yeah, so maybe changing kind of the opinion will be like understanding, knowing, investigating every single part, information, fact you need to know about country, space, time.
Yes, very important. And for all the Americans that are watching us, I mean, an advice we can give you as well is, really try to understand what the foreigners are going through when they don't understand your concept of space, when they don't understand your concept of time. We really are trying our best. And so I think that really gives a summary of everything that we've been talking about.
Because no matter where you are from, where you come from, no matter what your culture is, every single people in this world is different. So what I say is, even if it's really different, that doesn't mean it's impossible to get together, adjust.
Yes. Everything takes time. Yes.
It does.
And I think that's very important to look at. And now, thank you very much. That was a great talk. We know, I learned so much from you, and I'm sure the audience did as well. So that was the Alexander Show. Next week, we're gonna discuss why Donald Trump is the best presidential candidate and how he's gonna make America great again. And we're gonna build a wall.